What up, what up?
Hey, what's up?
So, just a sec. I'm going to stream it again. Is that okay for you?
That's okay. We're gonna hold out my embarrassment. It's probably good for your stream for me to have some bad guys in here.
Dude, my stream is always nice. I'll be like, oh my god, adepts are so cat. No, wait, it's Terran now. Fucking marine drops. Don't look in your mineral line for 1 second and all my units are dead.
Yeah, I will say I just in this last game, which I want to take a look at. I had an epic run by, destroyed his nat. I've been doing more and more run bys, and they're totally invaluable. And I'm actually finally starting to pull off ling drops too as part of the build. Trying to copy your ZvT and put that early Evo chamber out there. Try to use it for the early drop. Pretty good. Not doing anything too epic, but it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, have you been using any replay specific, any build specifically of mine, or just like the general idea?
Well, yeah, I was trying to get an idea of how to tech and play the slightly later third. The first time I tried it, of course, I didn't end up getting my third down, and it was kind of silly. I am still trying to kind of get my bearings in terms of when I want to be switching to what and keeping a good unit composition and controlling everything really well. You'll see that. So I've got probably 20 games in since our last
20 games?
session. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Have
So
you been applying the same build to the ZvT matchup as well?
no, I'm using the build we worked on for ZvP, and I'm trying to take your 9-minute Ultralisk build and try to
Oh,
apply that towards ZvT. So
interesting.
I don't know whether you're going to recommend that I start going pool hatch like you do. Kind of a different build order, a different order I'm not as used to, but I'm open to it. It does look like it makes it the Reaper defense slightly easier, but I don't generally have a hard time against that.
Yeah. Well, it has. There are three reasons why I do it. First of all, I don't need to make the 4 links, right? 2 links are enough to send them across the map and harass, and I can even do damage to him. Like I can kill a SCV no problem. At your level, you'll oftentimes get 1 or 2 SCV kills, delays command center for a long time. Secondly,
Yeah.
your first creep tumor goes down quicker, so you spread your creep quicker because at the start that first creep tumor really makes everything go a lot faster. And well, thirdly, I personally think it's better for 2 base economy. Like it's just easier to because you have the injects quicker. You can even get the link speed quicker if you put the drones into the gas immediately, so you can take the third safer and quicker. And those are kind of the reasons. But yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna see in this game. I'm pretty sure I've got the right replay here. I did name it. This guy basically jujitsus me and he chokes me, right? And he says, "You know what? I'm gonna defend so well with planetary and turret and mass raven that basically you're not gonna be able to find a solution, right?"
Okay.
And it's tough because I tried my darndest and I got fucking owned.
Yeah. I see. So you go layer fast. That's good. Yeah. See, can you pause for a sec? So if I play my ZvT build, did you check the build order from spawning tool?
Yes, and I will say this is yesterday. This is a couple games after our ZvP session. I think I'm doing it a little bit better now. But what were you getting at?
Yeah. The thing is, you get the lair super quick, right? What is the reason for you to get the lair instead of the evolution chamber like I do?
Overseer, I think.
Ah, well, okay. Yeah, well, against a widow mine, you usually in the early game, usually fine with a spore. See,
Okay.
to give you the reason why I go for the super fast, I mean, against what he's doing, that's completely fine. Like to get the lair quick, because he built the factory proc, so it's a weird game, anyways. But I sent you the build order in Discord. If you check that
Okay.
quickly, At 2 minutes 54, I build an evolution chamber and get a +1 carapace upgrade at 3 minutes 30. The reason why I get that +1 carapace upgrade is because I'm not sure if it's the same for you at your MMR, but at my MMR, I most of the time I face the 16 marine drop, right? Do you face that often as well?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, and you will have your +1 carapace ready in time for the 16 marine drop if you do the build the way I do. And that +1 carapace, I think it reduces the marine damage by like 18%, 50, somewhere between 15-20% ish. And that really makes a huge difference, especially if you have a queen tanking, which I believe already have base armor. I'm not quite sure. I believe they have 1 armor. So they will reduce the damage even more, and then you can transfuse, and it just makes the whole defense a lot easier. That's why I always get that super fast infestation pit. The super fast evolution chamber.
I did start doing that, and I gotta say, it makes a huge. You're right. It makes a huge difference. There were some fights where I was fighting medevac drops where normally my lings I know would have died, but I actually defended the drop because they stayed alive that much longer. So, yeah.
Yep. Anyway, the build order is fine. You take the gas at good times. Should have put.
Well,
yeah. Well, you mean you should have.
The reason I'm at this level is because I'm erratic. What we're gonna start to see is that like.
Well, you don't put drones in the gas.
Start going off the rails.
Did you do a drop there, or did you just lose an overload? No, you don't have an evolution chamber. Yeah, I mean you could have put the drones into the gas a bit quicker, but it's okay. Right? You go for a hydralisk then, so it's not ultra rush, correct?
No. Yeah, I'm not trying to show you a game where I followed your build. I'm just trying to show you. So here's what I was thinking, okay? I was thinking he's got mines, and he made a planetary out of his natural, so he's got less economy, and he's gonna go for some bullshit air, right? So I should be able to make Hydra and expand twice. Yeah. And I'll be in a great position mid-game. Okay.
Why did you think Hydras were the correct choice?
Well, because they can clear mines well, and they can fight against air well, and they can fight against any small bioforce that tries to come with well.
Yeah, I mean, Hydras are a good choice here.
General purpose.
Yeah. They're just a solid unit.
So let's talk about where I'm denying this third, and now I see that he's starting to mass ravens. Okay, what should I be thinking?
Well, I mean, if you see ravens, like if it goes mass ravens, then usually you will have a lot of hellions. Not sure. Well, this guy doesn't really have hellions because he's playing it super weird. Did you kill that? Why does he have no workers? Like he has 29 workers at 7 minutes. You killed that.
I think he's cut it so that I think he's cut workers, and he got the planetary to try to get these ravens out and play super defensive. So
he could have these. He could have. Yeah, but he could have more ravens and more. Well, it's. Let's ignore his build for a second. It doesn't really matter.
Sure.
But I would. If you see mass raven, then you usually want corruptors.
I mean, I'm unequivocally winning here. I've got 2 bases coming online. I've got more than twice his supply. I've got 27 more drones. What should I be thinking to like secure this win? Should I just say fuck it? I'm gonna like smash 16 banelings into the planetary fortress? Like, guide me.
So what I would do here is I would actually just say relax. See, like. Okay, I would build an overseer, check what does my opponent have. I will see like 3 starports, a factory, a barracks, and then I'd say, okay, how can I abuse this? So I'll see, wait, can you pause a sec?
Oh, sure.
Sorry, have to sneeze. No, I don't, it's okay.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit, bless me. At the natural, you'll see no missile turrets, third base, no missile turrets. So first of all, I would say, well, I already built the Hydra, so I can probably get some drops going here. So I would just start dropping him. Like.
Well, I did think I'm gonna go for the Nidus, right? I got my Nidus all loaded up here.
And that should kill him.
He defends it pretty much perfectly.
That's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Like, look at my camera, and maybe you'll just be like, "Wow, you really fucked that up." Here's how you can do it better.
Oh Oh, the
So
diva
I'm trying to
announcer.
get my spits out. Oh yeah, your viewers are gonna be mad about the diva announcer again.
That mineral field's gone. Looks like we're going to the lake.
So, but I had to get Overlord speed. He had killed out off all my Overlords that are around. So I sent 2 towards the back of his base, 2 to the other side.
You have
So
a
how
new
will he
queen.
defend this missile
Our
auto
forces
turrets?
are under attack.
So I drop 1. I figure if the first one doesn't get him, that's fine. The second one's gonna get him. I
Yeah,
start
well-
realizing, oh god, he's got that covered. So I get back in. I say, okay, I'm gonna stop unloading. All right, well let's unload over here.
Yeah, you should not
The
unload
planet-
your hydras into the...
Yeah, well now I'm like, oh duh, that's a fucking planetary there. That's not a good idea.
Oh, you unloaded your units and they all got stuck. So it was a pretty horrible exit. That was about as bad as you could have exit. It would be hard to make that worse.
It's
Like,
pretty hard to do worse. I agree.
Like-
But you know, I'm still in a good position in the game, though, right? I didn't lose too much from that.
well, I mean, you just threw away 15 hydralisks. I mean, you killed
But I still
nothing.
have way more.
You didn't even kill a worker with that.
I mean, he notices again another Nidus going down, and now I see that he's got like 6 Ravens and a Viking. So now, what should I be thinking? Like, okay, that was a horrible attack I had. Okay, now what? I've got 4 bases going.
Well, I don't
I've
really.
got 70 drones.
You know, actually, what I'm going to do after this game is I'm going to quickly show you how I deal with this. But what you should do is you should get to corruptor tech. Ravens lose against corruptors because what they can do is they can build in the auto turret, right? And that will kill the corruptors. But
Well, they put down the point defense drone and then they seeker missile on my
yeah,
corruptor.
but the corruptors are faster than the ravens. You can just fly the corruptor into the ravens.
We shall see how that works out. Maybe it's because I didn't have enough corruptor upgrades. But yeah, I definitely try corruptors this game. Basically,
You should
at
drone
31
more.
minutes,
Go for 100 drones against this.
100 drones.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay.
Take all the, like, you need a lot more gas, a lot of gas, double upgrades, spire. Like, you're not really getting upgrades, period. Upgrades are really important.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's good that you build
Well,
static
I realize
defense.
that the
Yeah?
game is kind of like I could throw the game away though against the amount of ravens he's got at this
Yeah.
point. So I'm like, the gas is super valuable at this point. I realize that.
I mean, you're fighting against a guy who has like 8 units here, and you're almost max. So
Yeah.
okay, corruptors come.
Okay, I don't want to fight. Oh god.
Well, no, you should push with hydras as well. Like, you need the combination because the hydras will kill the turrets, the corruptors then kill the ravens, and it would
Okay.
also be smart to add some. I'm not sure if you're able to do that, but like vipers and just you get some parasitic bombs.
So
on
I do try that.
Yeah.
Like, I think mostly I need you to advise how to execute what I think was doing pretty well.
Okay.
So, I'm spitting on his CC here. I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm like, oh fuck, seeker missiles, point defense drone. I'm like, okay, this is going horribly again. Let me get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you could have got like if you just
I
see you have to move command the corruptors into his ravens. You would have lost all the ravens if he does that.
all right, the game was kind of loud. What say again?
You should have just moved commanded your corruptors into the ravens and they would have exploded.
The
I-
point defense drones were Oh, cause their own. Oh,
Yeah, the seeker
I never thought
missile.
about that. I never thought about that solution. Their own seeker missile. Okay. Oh, that makes way more sense. Well, with that in mind, I probably could have cleaned this game up much sooner.
Yeah, like
So I remaxed on corruptors.
see the thing is if he cannot throw down the other seeker missile because the ravens don't outrun the corruptors.
Interesting.
You just need to box like 5-6 corruptors in the general area where you think the hunter seeker went down, then you move command them past the ravens, just past the raven so they don't attack. Like you don't want to click on the raven because else they will attack the raven and be on a part, but just somewhere behind the raven, and then you kind of try to get them somewhere like in between the ravens, and then they blow up. And the guy cannot split the ravens at the same time throw down auto turrets, PDDs. Like see, at some point it gets too much, right?
So now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get some parasitic bombs off the raven flock, and then
yeah, like imagine if that Viper actually, like, look at this.
Fuck.
Ooh,
I know.
ooh. See that?
And for some reason the control is so hard. It shouldn't be. You select the Viper, you press R, right?
You press R or hover over the guy and you
was not. It seemed like the range for the cast is super small or something. Like I was having a difficult time this game getting my bombs off. So I figure I don't want to lose all of my Vipers. So let me go out with a little hit squad of 3. Hopefully I can catch his flock of ravens, drop a couple bombs down, and you know, lessen the number of ravens that he has on the battlefield, right? But he just continues to dodge around and own me.
Pause for a sec. Can you pause? So another thing that you should do in games like this is just have overlords patrolling. Like you probably got overlord speed, so just send overlords patrolling the side bases, because then you will always, then you would be able to tell that he took that hidden base over there. Also, don't send your Vipers in alone. You always want to send the corruptors in with the Vipers. Like just aim with the corruptor.
I'm scared of seeker missiles blowing up my entire army.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't seeker missile your army. See, that's the issue.
Like, he shouldn't seeker missile. Well, I guess the last time I played Mass Raven on the ladder, I tried to do mass upgraded Hydralisks, right? And I got destroyed. Okay.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be seekering these clumps of hydras here?
Well, he can seeker the clump of hydras, I guess, but you have to get on top of him with corruptors, and if you constantly attack him, he will eventually run out of Raven energy. I recently made a video on a game against Avelo, and Avelo I killed otherwise. Like I just starved him to death with an A move. Constantly Hydra corrupt.
I don't know if Avilo's as good as this guy.
Yeah, that's true. Like I'm not sure if Avelo reaches like 40 supply by 7 minutes.
Oh man. So I think you titled it Mass Raven or something. I'll go back and look at that game. But now, I mean, he's got how many? 33 ravens, right? Yeah. So he's not gonna run out of supply.
I mean,
of energy.
Yeah, like you could also, like if you in a world where you actually have the capabilities, you could also add Swarm Host and just attack his planetaries from afar. Like you just need to starve him out. But in a world where you're limited, just like adding some ultras would be great to kill the turrets, you know. Like ultras are easy to A move. You have like Ultra Hydra for A move, and then the Vipers for the parasitic bomb, and then you try to move command the corruptors on top of the ravens. That's how I do it. Or that's what I would do. But you need something to tank, right? The auto turrets deal so much damage, and well, you don't really have good upgrades. Broodlords are not a good answer, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I was thinking I wanted the Broodlords are so that I could siege the turrets and planetary fortresses. I put two hatches up front so that I could try to have forward reinforcements and put down spores. Now my thinking was, okay, maybe I can create some great border wall of spores to keep them out.
Yeah, and then what I would do if I was him, I would just throw down like 10 turrets and kill the hatcheries and then be done with that. Yeah, that's what he does, right?
That's what he does.
It does not work.
Like, well, that's not a good idea. That doesn't work. So, yeah, this game sucked really from the standpoint that I had the option to figure it out, and I just really couldn't figure out what I needed to do and execute. You know?
You're still way
So
ahead.
here, I've got the mass corruptor ball. I catch some of his ravens, right? Let's slow this down, and oh, I got some raven kills. Point defense drones suck up all of those raven. Oh, they take. Oh man. So hold on, let's go back. If I was to try to follow his ravens, okay. I'm trying to understand how I'd micro this better. Do you think I could have won the game there if I'd microed that properly?
If you microed that properly, you would have definitely killed a lot of ravens at the least. First of all, you should not clump up your corruptors completely, right? Kind of box them a bit to the side.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to describe
fan them out.
Yeah, fan them out. Just select some, right click to the left side, select some, right click to the right side, A move. So right now, what you should do, they're already super clumped, right? But what you should do is you see where the Hunter Seeker missiles went, right? It's bottom left, in the middle, there's that red corruptor that he's Hunter Seeker missiling. So that
I can't tell right now which one he's.
I can. I got the eagle eye. So what I would do is select, just box, and then I would just move command them and try to get underneath the ravens.
Like I'm splitting marines.
Yeah. Just move command and try to get the corruptors underneath the ravens. Just somehow get them underneath those ravens. As if the ravens are the marines and your corruptors are the banelings.
Now look at this though. Let's just assume for a second I move the corruptors with those ravens. I would have only killed maybe 12, and he's got another 20 of them.
Yeah, but
am I
Yeah, well,
then I'm gonna try to remax corruptors again.
Well, you're also not fighting with your entire army here. That was not your entire army, so it's not you would have traded efficiently there if you done that. Keep in mind, you should also have a way better economy than him.
Right, and I do all game.
Yeah,
okay, so I got some fungals off here.
That's game. Imagine if you moved some corruptors underneath him now.
I got another fungal.
Imagine corruptors were underneath that, or imagine ultralisks were to tank the turrets and just kill them. Ultralisks are what's missing here. You would have won the game straight there if you had ultras.
Oh man. When I lost that fight, I was like, damn, that was my shot right there.
To be honest, this guy is not playing this efficiently. He's actually just trolling you, I think.
Yes. I agree.
This strategy does not make sense. You wouldn't go mass Raven
Well, it's really hard to beat it.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat, but that's mostly because you didn't know how to beat it. I think if you know how to beat it, I'm going to show you how to beat it after this quickly.
Alright, from here I try to make Broodlords, split them up and do a multi-pronged Broodlord attack. Doesn't work.
Yeah, you're dead,
we can probably just exit out of this game.
Yeah, let's exit this game. I saw enough. I've seen enough.
Yeah. So I was like, damn. Oh, you know what was funny too? His first game on the ladder after our ZvP, when I was like, shouldn't I always send the second Overlord to the natural? You're like, don't worry about the cannon rush. We can talk about that later. First game on the ladder, he cannon rushes me. And I'm like, gosh damn.
That sucks. So I'm going to invite you. It's a little bit a little bit longer game, so I'm going to kind of skip through the game. It's against the number 1 Sky Terran player on NA. This guy is actually the best guy when it comes to the turtle. It's fake Evelo, it's not the real Evelo. But this guy is legitimately the best player at this style.
Okay.
So you're going to see how to beat the best player, right? So I'm not going to talk too much about the early game, right? Because I mean, the game is like 25 minutes long, so I'm just going to skip through it. Are you role-playing Avila or are you being serious? I'm both. Right, so he's going Hellions, and then I think he's going straight either Banshee or Raven. No, he's going Banshee and then into Raven. What's happening right here isn't really important. I'm going to try to go get to the turtle part, right?
Can you take us down to 4x here?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
Of course. I can also go 2x if you want to see it a bit more clearly. But right now I'm just droning up and I'm getting some mutalisks because he went factory tech. I want mutas against factory tech.
But when I get mutas against factory tech, then the Thors come. You just magic box. You don't worry about Thors.
Oh well, if he has Thors on the map, I just go for a Roach Ravager, follow up and kill him.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's another thing.
That happened to me earlier today.
Yeah. Well, it usually looks.
I tried Link Hydra against Cyclone, Hellbat, Thor.
Yeah, but as you might be able to tell, this guy's going for a Raven style, right? But he's doing it a little bit more rounded. Like he has the Liberators to deal with my mutas, and to harass me he has Vikings, he has Hellions on the ground, so I need to build ground defense. He has Banshees if I went across the map with Roaches. He's going mass Ravens behind, building Vikings to kill any mutas or even Vipers. Like he's getting the full complete package. Expanding to corners of the map like the other guy did. It kind of plays the same way your opponent did, but he just has a lot more of everything.
And everything happens way faster.
Yeah, and he also gets tanks, so I cannot just attack him with Hydras. Like he's like the ultimate turtle Terran. Is what this guy is. Like you cannot turtle better than him. I'm not sure why nobody else does it, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to get Hydra Viper and kind of push into him, right? It's my usual response to mech play, just get Hydra Viper, and if you check my drone count, I just went 100 drones straight, right? I did not attack, just straight 100 drones. I have mutalisks to try and get map control.
Just kept map control, yeah.
Like you really need a lot of income. And if I'm going to go lower in drones, I just drone up again, because as you saw, if you want to sacrifice units, you're going to lose a lot of units. And you need a lot of units as Zerg. So right now, I mean, we're still not quite there, right? I'm harassing him. We're at the 11-minute mark and I haven't all-in'd him. I know I cannot just drop this guy because he has so many Vikings and Ravens, he has tanks, right? So my question is, if you were in my situation, what would you do against this?
You know, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I'm watching your game for the first time here. I like the Vipers. I like the Hydras. I guess we were saying we need to add some Ultralisk here.
Yeah.
Swarm Host, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe some more Infestors.
I'm going to tell it as the way it is. I built every single unit composition possible this game because you thought, well, I can just parasitic bomb him, right? Or well, maybe if he hunter seeker missiles, I'll just fly in single corruptors. See what this guy does is he gets ghosts and then he just snipes my Vipers. He snipes my corruptors that I'm trying to fly in. So this is like the ultimate level of insanity turtle.
Yeah.
Like, and keep in mind, he's going to be on 5 bases after this. He is securing them with planetaries. He has tanks everywhere, widow mines. He has turrets at every corner. Like, I cannot move anywhere. If I want to move into his 4th, he has liberators there and tanks and.
So is it? I mean, at this point, do you have to say you gotta push mass like 50 spine crawlers, and you just like tank push spine crawlers and spores and shit like?
At this point,
you just make a composition and push across the map?
Yeah, at this point I was like, I just have to, like, I'm going to push in with Hydras, kill the turrets, and then he should be open and I'll try to make something happen. Then he just starts throwing down Hunter Seeker missiles, his ghosts are there, one Seeker lands. Like, look how far that shit...
I know, because they got an upgrade, right, for extra range?
Yeah, like, but, I mean, keep in mind this is not Avilo, this is fake Avilo, right? Like Avilo is not this good.
I never think of a Villo. Everyone brings him up all the time. It's not even on my mind.
A lot of people like to talk to me about the Avilo, but what I'm trying to do is I'm kind of trying to push in. So the issue is I have to deal with the tanks as well, so I need to put Planning Cloud on those and then Hunter Seeker missiles, blow up all my stuff.
I think you're doing a pretty good job here. It's pretty cool.
But it doesn't work.
Oh man.
I cannot get...
Well, there's... Oh god.
Like if I try to push in further, it would just snipe all my units. Like I cannot push into him there. So I'm going to speed this up a bit because I was like, this is not working out. I need Corruptors, I need Ultras, I need Lurkers, I need Brood Lords. Oh sorry, it's a bit fast.
Well, in retrospect, what do you think about spending 5,000 minerals in Spores and Spines?
Yeah, but what would I accomplish with that? I cannot. He would just push through that over time. Like I can contain him and mine empty the entire map.
You keep the perfect unit comp and you move forward slowly with the Spores and Spines. No.
Move forward with the... No, well, I mean, I cannot push any further into him. Like the ramps that you see, the 3 ramps, they're kind of the edge. Those are what he's defending, and I cannot push past them. Like those 3 ramps, as soon as I cannot push down those with Spores and Spines. I mean, technically, I guess you're correct. It's one way if I would just build 1 billion Spores and Spines, but that's a lot of resources. I'm going to try and do it a bit differently. I tried to get with Banelings on top of the Ghosts, and then I don't know. I mean, you see what's happening, right? Don't look at the resources lost. It's going to be
very hard to control, man.
Yeah, well, it's very hard for him as well, right? He has to throw down the PDDs, Hunter Seeker, Snipe, EMP, and he's doing everything. Like I don't know how this guy does it, but it's insane.
Like this is one of those games where I would want to like start at the 13-minute mark and like replay it over and over and over again to practice this stuff, rather than.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Going on.
Because I cannot fall behind in economy, right? I need to constantly expand at home. And I have overlords patrolling around. My goal right now in this game is just to starve him, like give him 5 bases and starve him to death. That's what I thought I have to do. The reason why I need so many banelings is just to kill the ghosts, because the ghosts are going to kill me otherwise.
Yeah.
The only thing that kills ghosts is banelings. So here you see my next attack with Ling Bane, Viper Corruptor with some Hydras. So I'm starting to get craftier and craftier with my unit compositions. Like I need something here, and I cannot.
I feel like, you know, Abduct is gonna be better here than Parasitic Bomb. I guess you are gonna get some Parasitic Bomb hits, but damn, that costs a lot.
Yep. You go in, you lose 10 Corruptors, you're like, okay, see you again in a minute.
So if you have Swarm Hosts here...
Yeah, I'm going to add Swarm Hosts next. Like, I tried everything against this guy, every composition there is.
Okay, I mean, so in retrospect, just theory... What's your best theory craft answer to if you play this game over again?
Go straight Swarm Host, Corruptor, and... it's kind of the composition I'm going to have at the end. Swarm Host, Corruptor, and some Vipers. And Ultras.
Yeah.
Banelings. Like you need some links so the tanks don't kill the Banelings, you need Banelings to kill the Ghosts, you need Ultralisks to kill the turrets, you need Swarm Hosts so you can do free damage to him and get on top of his stuff. You need Corruptors against the Ravens. That's kind of the composition. But it's like at a very high level. If you just go Mass Raven, Ultra Corruptor Viper, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean...
Do his upgrades apply to his secret turret?
I think there's a building armor upgrade and the
okay.
range upgrade that apply. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to go a bit ahead right now. I think there's going to be 3 more pushes and then I'll break him. So it is possible to break this, it just takes me a while to figure it out. He's already putting down the turrets ahead of time by now. I really have to take map control here. Like if he gets this space, then it's going to get really, really dark for me. And he has so many, like it's... I cannot tell you how frustrating this is to play against if he has this composition. Like this, like I'm standing there and he just snipes my entire army like away. He just like I cannot do anything, right? So I figured I was streaming this game live and chat was like Railgan build swarm hosts. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think there's going to be one more push and then I add the swarm host and then I actually get him. See, like the sensor tower is critical to kill there and just kind of push at him. Like you need to get to take these small trades. Like if you kill the missile turrets, it actually helps a lot. So yeah, I really just don't want him to take that base. If he gets a planetary there, then it's game over for me, I think. And right until now, I actually never considered flying the corruptors underneath him. Right, I only figured that out during this game as well. I'm just trying to take trades here, and as you can tell, the trades just get worse and worse for me. But I also have like infinite money, right? So I start building swarmos now, and that's where we actually start making things happen. So he's trying to expand over there again for like the 50th time this game. While I've taken pretty much the entire map.
You know what's kind of ironic is that at the start of the game, he says, when are they going to fix your race swarm host free units? And honestly, swarm hosts end up being the answer in this game, right?
Yeah, I mean, he knows why he hates swarm host, right? It's the only thing that actually beats him. I'm pretty sure he had like, he was shitting his pants when he saw the swarm hosts. Like, if I get the banelings on top of the ghost, see, he's scared of the banelings. That's why he built so many tanks. Like 4 or 5 banes and all the ghosts are dead. Then I poke over here, like I have to make something happen. I cannot poke the planetaries,
but on those bad boys.
Yeah, I have to poke with the hydras over there just to get some damage in, like get map control, kill turrets, make him spend his money.
Stretch him thin.
And like if I poke over there and he, it's really hard for him to move his army around, right? He has to move the ghosts, tanks have to be in position, and now the swarmos come in, right? Swarmos are really good.
Oh, you hit some nice parasitic bombs there that tested his micro.
And the locust just killed that.
And you didn't get corruptor deaths off of those seekers, so you're actually in a good spot here.
Yeah, that was really good for me, because like the first time that I actually managed to get a decent trade there was with swarmos, because the tanks also, well, it's not going to help him if tanks shoot at locusts who are next to his planetary, right? That's not what he wants.
Yeah.
So, and the swarmos don't die. I mean, I don't have money issues anyways, but swarmos are actually just good units in general against this. So I think I'm going to make one more push.
On those little locusts, man.
Yeah, and this is when I figure out just move the corruptors underneath the ravens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like,
I don't see him using that much point defense drone.
Well, he doesn't need to. Like, if my units die instantly, why would he throw down a PDD, right?
He had a hard time rebuilding his cricket.
Yeah, like, see, I just move forward here, and then I spread my units a bit, and now you see his supply drop, right? Like the raven, once you kill the ravens, you cannot rebuild the count. Like they're way too expensive. Like units lost is starting to get a bit better for me now. I'm only 11k resources behind, and I of course mined way more than that. He has no workers left because he constantly loses them. His entire sky army is gone, and now all that's left for me is to kill that base once more, and then he's dead, I think. So yeah.
Yeah.
I actually make Fruit Lords now.
I'm surprised you made Lings there.
Well, I need Lings against the tank ghost combo. Like, you kind of need Lings against tanks. Here we go again. Then I think he will see Hunter Seeker again. The corruptors he there was like, boom! I gotcha.
You had to.
Of course he can fly away, right? But what good is it going to do for him to fly away if he cannot throw down any spells? Like, he cannot fly away, throw down spells, micro the ghosts, get the snipes off, micro the tanks, repair the plant. Like, he has to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And just moving those corruptors in completely breaks them. Yep. Does that answer your question?
Okay.
That was about
Okay.
as in-depth.
Stormhost, Ultra, Corruptor, Ling, everything. It depends how much everything they're getting.
Yep. I mean, kind of showed, right?
All right, let
It's
me
just
show you.
that was just the ultimate turtle game that I could show you. Yeah,
That was a good
chat.
one.
That was
I
fake
appreciate
Avalon.
you showing that one to me. I've got one for you that I felt like might be the best game that I played this season.
Boys, are you happy,
So
chat?
lost you there for a sec.
Error occurred. Did you already start?
No.
Yeah, that was not Avalo. Avalo is not that good, chat. That was fake Avalo is what he's called. He's not from AviNA, but AveNA.
It all started when I said, "What would Railgun do?" And when I saw 3 factories, I said, "Swarm host."
Interesting. Color me intrigued. You know that Swarmos, like if you're going to go Swarmos just died to a move of Hellbat tank Tor. Like you can just a move across the map and doesn't have to siege and he'll kill you. Just so
Shh, don't tell them.
Yeah, well, there's no Terrans in Twitch chat. It's just so you don't get surprised if it happens. Like if it happens, what you need to do is you need to land the Locust in front, or just not on top of the Hellbats, and then blow up the Hellbats with Ling Bane, and then you will win. Just in case that ever happens, and you're curious.
Okay.
I'm a Terran player myself. People go Swarmos against me because I only mech. I just A move and kill them. They're like, fuck. Yeah, so opener wise we have double evolution chamber. Interesting, double evolution chamber baningness. And a
I don't
fast
know that
lair.
there's. I'm not super purposeful necessarily. Just trying to.
Yeah, I can
some
tell. So you
economy
go
going.
fast lair, then build nothing with the lair. You get double upgrades after the lair before building any lair tech. Yeah, it's not efficient. It's not
It is
efficient.
not.
See, this is the kind of thing that Avila would see and then be like, this guy is fucking retarded.
Probably.
Yeah, and build the
So,
roach one, then baning speed.
Eventually, I will get on path with an idea.
Can you
and
pause?
Try to execute it. Yeah. And now we
Why
get
did
Swarm
you?
hosts.
Why did you? Do you actually saw his main? Okay, you saw the factories.
Yes.
I just want to
I
mention
saw
that
3 factories, so that's why I made Swarm host.
like if it just because he makes like 6 to 8 Hellions will not mean that he goes mech. Just so you're not surprised by that. 6 Hellions is like a standard opener into a macro game, or 6 to 8 Hellions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But when I saw 3 factories, I was like, well,
yeah,
definitely mech.
What I'm going to say is I like that you made the lings as well. You will need banelings. I like that you get baneling speed because not sure if you well.
Oh god. Oh no. I was looked away. I was macroing.
This is the best game I've ever played.
Yes. Well, it wasn't.
Units lost.
It was not the best. It was not the best game I've ever played, but it was one of the most satisfying games of the season because after I kind of stabilized, basically I just dominated him and choked out the Terran with Swarm Host Corruptor, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So I finally like get my feet under me. I've got my 3 bases, and
why did you throw the locust from so far? Like that was that. Can you go back to that quickly? I just want to talk.
Sure.
I want to look at have a look at. Okay, yeah, exactly. Go a bit forward till the swarm will go across the map. Now. Okay, go slow. Can you pause? PvP, exactly. Yes. So why do you throw the locust from here?
Because I don't have any vision of the high ground, and I don't want to get caught again. See, when I first sent the swarm host across, I didn't realize he had the 3rd, and so I learned from this game. I need to send some lings out to scout every time I'm gonna move forward with an attack. But here is another position where I don't know what's on the high ground, and so I'm gonna cast them in a more slightly safer position.
Well, technically, if he had a unit on the high ground, he would see the swarm hosts anyways and would shoot at them, because if there was a unit there, it would probably be a tank. Right?
Fair enough. Okay.
But if you want to, like, it's really, really important to get the swarm host as close as you can. So if you really want to know, either send a Ling ahead and on top of that and get vision, put an overlord there, or just send like the locus of a single swarm host ahead to scout. Like, you can do stuff like that. But you should try to get the swarm host closer, because imagine you got over there to that cliff. And then you just send the locust into his main, and like 4 locusts to the natural mineral line. With the other locusts, you shoot at the factory, 2 locusts to the third base. Like, you could do a lot of damage that way, right? Instead,
yeah, you're right, and that's my goal. But I was reeling a little bit from losing about 6 or 7 swarm hosts when I just shift moved them to the third. So yeah, in a little bit I will launch them from there.
This is
here I
trade,
picked up a couple free tanks.
Then you like makes the hellbats while the locusts shoot at him. Yeah, if you would also have some Ling Bane with those attacks, that would be really cool. Like,
well, he's got all these hellbats, and so I don't want to lose any Lings prematurely.
Yeah, but like sending some Banelings in with that would be really good. Yeah, this is close. Exactly. Yeah, it would be good if the locust got stuck. If you move command at the locust there, that would have been really sick as well. Like, just move command them to the main base or something like that.
Okay.
Can you pause for a sec?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit about how locusts. Do you know how locusts work? Like, how they decide what to attack?
So they fly. Well, here's what I know. They fly. They see a target and they land.
Yep.
I know that you can manually land them with Z.
Mm-hmm.
And if I say hit F2, it's gonna select all my locusts too.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I know.
So what happens if you, like, let's say you have the swarm hosts exactly where they are, and in the middle between those swarm hosts is a Hellion. You press spawn locust. What will the locust do? If there's a Hellion,
drop to the first thing they see. They're gonna drop to the Hellion.
So will you have time to rearrange the locust? Like, tell them to go to the main base, to the right side instead, and ignore the Hellion.
Will I have time?
Yeah.
Not if he's close. If he's too close.
Yep. So it's important to keep in mind, if there's a unit right next to your swarm host, the swarm host will always fly immediately on that. The second thing that you need to keep in mind is swarm host will always prioritize units that can attack air. That means if there's a tank and like a turret 2 fields below the tank, the swarm host will fly to the turret. But you can manually control them, control-click the locust or something, and then just tell them to go to the tank. But you have to tell them that.
Okay.
Because if the locusts spawn and they immediately have an attack move towards the direction where you sent them, and they will just attack the forts or the turrets. This is very important because if the opponent has like a Hellbat tank Tor army, the locusts will always fly directly to the 4. They will clump up in the air, and then they will eat all the 4 shots, land on top of the 4, and the Hellbats will roast them, and then they're all gone. That's what usually happens.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. They will always attack the target that can shoot up and that is closest to them. Yep.
Okay.
Unless you manually control them. So that's always manually controlled.
So, I didn't play amazingly, like, in a sense that it was perfect mech or anything, but strategically, he was in a chokehold. He got spread too thin.
He made one Raven turret.
That was a perfect example right there, what you were talking about, actually.
Yeah, like he makes one Raven turret and all the locusts land on top of it instead. Yeah. Imagine if they flew on top of the tanks, all the tanks would be gone, right? But one Raven turret completely changed that engagement around. That's also why you should have some Ling Bane with your force. Like, if you have some 5-6 Banelings, all the Hellbats would have died there. Like, just 5-6 Banelings with that locust wave.
Oh, good point.
That's why I always attack with Ling Bane. Yeah, see. There we go. That-
Pew, pew, pew.
Not sure, like he needs way more Hellions. Oh, that's an. Did you run
Oh,
those by?
thing run by. Yeah, let's go back to the switch. These Ling run-bys, I've started to do more. Did you see what I did? So, when I made a huge
That's really
round of
good.
Lings, I shift-clicked them up to the top, and then shift-clicked them in this base.
It's heating
Yeah,
up
that's
out
very
here.
good.
Research complete.
Oh, and it worked beautifully.
Just keep in mind if you go for Swarmers, it's pretty hard to deal with harassment, so you need a plan to deal for that, right? It's okay to build some static defense if you go Swarmers, and if you lose all your links and don't remake any, then it can be hard to deal with harassment as well. Like if it just drives to a base with 4 Hellions, he will roast the drones quickly. But you build static
yeah, I
defense,
lost
so
one of
that's
those
good.
games today.
Yep.
Exactly what you just said happened to me.
Oh, but no, this is very good, like the Locust. You can also stutter step them and stuff like that. They have the same attack timing as Hydras, I believe.
Oh, okay.
You,
So heap turtles, and you know, here is there a particular way to break him? I mean, I take too long to win this game, and I think in general I take too long to win games.
well, here, I mean, if you just attack with your Link Swarmos at the front, all you need to do to win this game is get in his main and kill his production. Corruptors are the correct thing. Like if you just add like 10 Corruptors here, you kill his air army and then go in with the Swarmos and kill the rest.
I've got some Lings attacking the Nat, but not enough.
So it's cute harassment, right? Yeah, but some Corruptors would be really good. If he goes for this kind of thing, you either need Corruptors or Hydras. I usually prefer Hydras, I think, against Mech Terran. Like in the early game. In the late game, like maxed out Turtle, you saw I need Corruptors, but early game Hydras are fine. I still consider this early game considering his army size.
Okay.
Like, if he has the more units he has, you need Corruptors, but against smaller unit numbers, Hydralisks do fine. And if he throws down all these turrets and he has none left, right? So you engage into him again and his ravens are useless.
So part of the reason I can't make more Corruptors is because I'm supply capped with all these Swarm Hosts. Should I have considered throwing some Swarm Hosts away?
How many do you have? Oh, you have 34. 34 is kind of a lot to begin with.
Now I have 34 Swarm Hosts and 17, 18 Corruptors.
Yeah, I mean, if you have this many Swarmos, I don't know. You need to make actual big things happen with them, right? I mean, you are, right? So you're still winning this game, it just takes a while if you have this many Swarmos. No, like I think the count is fine, if you can still make 18 Corruptors. I would just try to get the Locusts into his production and then end the game. What you're doing is correct, right? You kill the third base over and over. You should try to deny his fourth and fifth. See, once you have the Corruptors over here, he can't do anything. Because he has no more turrets left, because he used them all before. That's what I was trying to... Like, if he still had 8 turrets there, he would have killed these Corruptors, and then you would have probably been like, well, fuck do I do?
So now I see that he's got the battle cruisers coming. I'm like, well, Corruptors do great against massive, so...
Yeah, just more Corruptors.
More Corruptors. So now I'm going to get some Locusts off on his third. I should have scouted his fourth position sooner.
Yeah, it's the Overlord thing that I mentioned. If you're approaching max, always get the speed Overlords.
And spread them all out.
Yeah, just get like an Overlord to each base. Like 100 minerals at this point will not cost you much, but him getting a base and getting 2k minerals from it will be a lot worse for you than losing 100 minerals would be, right? So here you see, this is what you should have done a long time ago, right? If you can get on top of his production, kill his depots, kill his production, then he cannot build anything anymore.
Right. That's the way to checkmate him.
So just like what I used to do Do you know Goody? The Panzer
Sounds so
General.
much familiar.
Yeah, he's like the European mech god. What I did against
He's
him
been
is
around since Brood War, right?
yeah, what I did against him is just Nidus his main and put all the swarm hosts there, unload them, and then spawn Locust.
Oh, I saw a Neuro game where he did that. Very nice.
Yeah, that's very good, but like you saw what happens if they throw down auto turrets, so you cannot always do it. But you can do it
Right.
like while you're distracting him somehow somewhere else. Like just 6-8 swarm hosts. You can get crafty, right? You can also just try to F2A move him, but swarm hosts are not going to directly kill him because he can technically stay in the game even though he's not going to win it. Like you're not losing anything and he's losing a lot while mining less, so of course over time you're going to win as long as you can remax. Which, well, you're not really injecting. Like if you in this kind of situation, just throw down a round of injects because it's really going to help you a lot.
Okay.
Like just inject the main hatchery 10 times or whatever. Like with one queen inject the same hatchery over and over. You can because that will give you 24 larvae per queen, right? 24 larvae could be 24 corruptors. Difference of having a lot of money and no corruptors and having a lot of money and 24 corruptors is kind of huge.
Yeah.
Because I lost games where I had a lot of money and no units because I didn't inject.
That's never happened to me.
It did to me when I went swarm host. Happened a lot. Because once the swarm hosts die and yeah, this is okay to lose the swarm hosts here. Kind of want to get rid of them a bit. I mean, eventually, because if you let him build too many bad PCs, it's going to get annoying. Also, you don't get upgrades again. Get upgrades, please.
Yeah.
Corruptors need upgrades. Double Spire. It's okay to not get upgrades if you're really starving on money, but against Spire you need upgrades, and again, Corruptors are not doing much, but your Locusts
Not
are,
everybody. Yeah, multi-prong attack. That's what we call it.
Multi-prong attack. Both players A-moving their army, you mean?
Hey, I'm attacking the fourth with Swarm Host. I moved him around his battle cruisers. But yeah, I have no air upgrades.
Yeah.
Air upgrades.
Yeah, well, you also didn't upgrade the Locusts, so you did upgrade the Lings, which you used a bit as well. Yeah.
So that was a fun game. It was one of the most dominant games I've played this season. Against Terran.
Yeah,
I told you before, Terran's my worst win rate.
Yeah, but like, what do you think was the key problem for you this game? Like, what did you think you did wrong?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I think early game I had some poor control and I gave away a lot of units.
Yeah, well, that was obvious, yeah.
I think I didn't spread overlords well enough to pick up. I didn't deny his third. Like I was denying his third, and then he just took the other third, and then he took a fourth. I should have had vision to stop that from happening. Like why have map control if I'm just gonna let him expand? The game would have been over much sooner, I think, if he never got his third. So that's probably the main error.
Yeah. I think you actually did pretty fine. I mean, you just have to be careful if you build that many swarm hosts. My go-to composition versus mech used to be. This is a build that I won every game against mech with. You open Mutalisk to force turrets, force and Vikings. Then you follow it up with a wave of 8 swarm hosts, send them to the third base, drop the Locust. Follow it up with 16 swarm hosts on 3 base economy, send the Locust. Then you follow it up with a maxed out attack.
Muta swarm hosts.
Yeah, the Mutalisk I threw away at some point, like I don't need them. I just made them so you cannot go full tank. And then you follow it up with a Lingbane Hydra swarm host attack. 16 swarm hosts and the rest Lingbane Hydra, A move and win. 6.5 KMR Terrans died to that. I have videos on it if you're really interested.
After you attack the third, you bring another wave of swarm hosts. You attack the third again, and then what'd you say after that?
Lingbane Hydra. And the swarm host again. Yeah,
Okay.
because you need Banes to kill the Hellbats. He will have a lot of tanks, so Lynx will catch some splash, and Hydralisks will kill any Vikings, Liberators, and leftover tanks. Your Swarmers will survive again, so by the end of the fight they will be able to drop another wave of Locusts. I'm going to send you a link to the video explaining that, in case you're curious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the things that we talk about. I made videos about, right? It's
Just Google it, man.
I got you covered, man.
Okay, so this is the last game I played before we jumped on here today.
Oh, interesting.
So you see that I was gonna take 2 of these Lings and go around and go to his natural, but he was able to get his Reaper there in time and zone my Lings out from being able to leave. So that sucked. If I remember correctly, this game went horribly.
I like your opener. I mean, you took the gas a bit quick. Always have 16. Like, always keep 16 drones on the minerals, please. Always 16 drones on the minerals.
And then I get distracted from making my lair as soon as I wanted to make it. I wanted to make it faster.
Your lair is fine. You just took the gas too quick. That's the issue. The issue is not the lair time. The issue is the gas. Don't mind as much gas. Like you don't. Zerg economy runs on minerals and not on gas. Like if you get gas, you need to spend it. You cannot spend the gas, so don't get the gas.
Okay. How many? I got 1 worker out of that.
What is your goal this game, strategy-wise?
I think this game I wanted to swarm host it again. Now, obviously, not as good against Bio, and that's getting Widow my Bio, so I think that's what I wanted. But I think in general, you're hitting at a point which is I don't always know what I want to do in a game. I'm kind of like approaching it from a very like animalistic standpoint without a huge plan in mind ahead of time.
I would suggest that you learn 2 builds against Terran and just kind of play those. Or, well, 3 at max. So, I think you should have 1 build against Bio. If you... Look, so pause for a sec.
Sure.
On the... Like, Terran will always have the barracks at the ramp, right? You're always able to scout what he's... Like, whether he's going for a Marine build or for a Hellion build. Because if he goes for a Hellion build, he builds a factory next to the barracks. If he goes for a Marine build, he does not build a factory next to the barracks. If it's a Marine build, it's usually 16 Marines at 510, right? That's just the most optimal way to play. They can play other things, but they're not going to be that good. If it's a Hellion build, they will arrive at your base at like 3 minutes 30 with some Hellions. Your first Overlord should always go to his ramp and try to find out if he goes for a barracks or a factory build. At that point you decide what you want to do. If you see a factory, you do X. If you see a barracks, you do Y. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, it sounds good. And you're saying what against Bio and what against Hellion?
So I suggest against Hellions that you go for 2 base Mutalisk.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
Reason is if you go for anything else, it can be really annoying with Ravens. You're going to be in trouble against Ravens, against Banshees, against Mass Hellbat Cyclone. Like those are all things that are really hard to deal with. But if you go Mutas, you will have any factory and starport play covered. If you see a barracks, I usually go for 2-Hedge Hydra, but you can also play the Infestor style or whatever you want. Yeah, this is a weird push. It's also really late. Like, this is really, really weird for me.
I didn't have anything to quite deal with the whole setup.
Can you pause for a second?
Uh-huh.
Can you repeat that? I didn't have anything to deal with this.
Well, okay. I felt like if I spread my lings and attacked into the Widowmine tank there with the Hellions, and he micros back with the Marine, I'm attacking into a bad spot, and I thought I was going to lose that there. So I had two things in my mind: either I'm going to wait for more units to come out, or I'm going to try to counterattack him with
But
this massive lings.
see, we're running into the same issue again that we had when we saw the CVP games, because your build is the problem.
Yeah.
Look how much gas you have. Look how much.
Oh, I know.
Like, just in theory, if that gas were minerals instead, you'd have about 2.7k minerals. 2.7k minerals would be actually, that's a good question. So 100 minerals are 4 links, so you'd have like 100 more links, right? Easy.
And I'd have at least 2 more hatches. Yep.
No, you'd have like, well, you'd have a lot more links.
Yeah. So, like, this is really a key thing is when the game starts to get wonky, and I've had some bad trades and I'm off balance, especially against Terran, I find it really hard to get my feet up under me again against Terran. If things start to go in a bad direction, very rarely do I have a comeback against Terran.
Yeah.
I mean, here obviously, where's a baneling nest? Might want one of those. In general, my tech is pretty erratic.
I mean, your runway is doing damage, but it really shouldn't. Like, if you just
Right.
wall that off, it shouldn't. Like, you cannot rely on a runway here. The problem is just your build order.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, keep in mind, like, once again, you have 2k in gas, and what do? Well, you get more gas.
Yeah.
You don't mind. You don't saturate the mineral line, but you saturate the gas. Well, you have too much minerals as well, right?
I don't think there's anything more worth looking at.
No,
out of that
this game.
but
Do you have another CVT where you played like?
I do. I've got a lot of ZvTs today.
Can you show me a CVT where did you did you ever play a Hydralisk build?
I did. Actually, that's what got me from plat to diamond is playing Hydralisk's ZvT.
Did you ever play one of my 2 base builds?
You know, it's really hard to copy somebody's style, I gotta say. Yeah, I mean, I've played 2 base, but again, every game, and I agree with you. Maybe I'm gonna lock things down to playing 1 or 2 builds, because I play something different every game.
I'm going to tell you how it is. A lot of people will look at StarCraft and they will say, well, okay, my opponent did this, what do I do? My opponent did this, what do I do? My opponent did this, what do I do? You can actually just play this as Cirque. You can actually play all the builds that I create that are 2 base openers. You can play the exact same way for the first 5 minutes. They're 100% safe against anything. Okay, against the Hellbattalion you might need to build a Baneling Nest, but otherwise against any of the builds that you will usually meet, you're safe.
Okay.
So that's why I created them, because they're very easy to play. And well, it's going for a Hellion. You see the factory, right? It means it's going to be Hellions, and then you can follow it up with Banshees, with Cyclones, with Ravens, or with a Viking. Yes, like those options. Or he can build some Hellions and then go into Marines. But all that, like, you can just kind of differentiate between a Hellion opener and between a Marine opener. If they go Hellions, you do X. If they go Marines, you do Y. So I like your opener this game. See, can you pause?
Yeah.
See, like this game, you actually delayed your gas, and I'm pretty sure while playing this, you felt like you felt a lot freer, right? This is pretty much how you played your CVP. Instead of building the early Roach Warren, you built an Evolution Chamber and got +1 Carapace. But otherwise, this is the same thing, right? The same thing as your CVP build.
Yeah.
And what is key to note here is that you can play, like, the economic concept of StarCraft doesn't change from one matchup to the other. You can still say, okay, I saturate both mineral lines and I take an additional gas, I get my lair, I build a Roach Warren. Like, you can do all the things in each matchup. Like, they work the exact same way. You can Of course, you need to use the units differently, maybe build some different units, but the general concept of the matchups doesn't change. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can continue. I like the lair timing, evolution chamber, that's perfect, like you got everything correct. Evolution chamber will finish around 5:10 when the drop would arrive. Could have taken the gas a bit quicker, but it's okay. Once the lair finishes, you should build your tech though. It's really sloppy
Yes.
not to do that. Build a spire if you want to go mute. If your lair finishes and you don't know what you want to do, then you should just kind of have a default thing to do. This is really good. Nice ling harassment. Okay, pause again. You're getting the melee upgrade. Like, what was your plan at this point in this game? Do you remember?
Well, normally I would get the Carapace upgrade. Since he's not going bio, I figured melee is more effective than Carapace against Hellions.
Yeah.
Also against Cyclones, though, if I saw that, I would definitely want the Carapace.
I see. So I would usually get double upgrades actually instead of single upgrades.
Yeah. You throw down basically when the Carapace, the +1 Carapace starts to finish. That's when you throw down a second evolution chamber and
Exactly.
start the other ones. Okay.
Yeah, it will line up with your lair. So it lined up pretty much perfectly with your lair, right? And then I get the second evolution chamber, and then you're always ahead one upgrade the entire game, and one upgrade makes a huge difference against the Cyclones. Like Cyclones do a lot less damage here to Lings.
Yeah.
They attack 10 times a second, so you reduce their DPS by 10 from 4 to 3, like 25% damage nerf, I believe. Not 100% certain. Yeah.
Yeah, all we have to do is
Thank you for the host,
33%, right? Divide 2 by 3. 3, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm getting some good creep spread here. You know, I traded some units off to, which I don't know. Maybe sometimes I shouldn't be doing that against Terran, but I kept his count a little bit lower. But here, you know, I'm like, fuck, that's enough Hellbats that it's gonna wipe out this like all Ling shit I got going on here.
What do you do against Hellbats? Usually?
Well, you know, if I was not in the pressure of the game, I know I should build some Banelings here.
Yeah. Is there ever a reason not to build a Baning Nest if you're up against
God,
Mech?
you're.
Like,
Yeah.
just build the Baning Nest. See, it's like building. It's like, how many games do you lose against Protoss because you do not build an Overseer? I mean, you get a. I'm not sure what this guy's unit positioning is, but you actually do a really good job here. And yeah, the Mutalisks are here. You could have gotten them a lot faster if you actually teched, right?
Right.
You need to just be more concise.
We see the Hellion factories, we do 2 base Muta. When we see, so if we didn't see a factory, what would we see? We'd see a second barracks.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't see a
You're
factory,
talking about that early Overlord scout, yeah. Sorry.
I mean, if he just leaves if he goes for Hellions, he will always lift the barracks and put the factory there because he needs the reactor for the Hellions. Else the Hellions will be too late and they will not be efficient anyways.
So if I don't see that factory, then what am I trying to do?
Well, what do you want to do? I suggest, like, if you like Hydras, 2 base Hydra is fine.
2 base Hydra. So I'm either going 2 base Hydra or 2 base Muta.
Yeah, I mean, you can also play like 3 base Ling or whatever you want, but you should just like have a plan in mind what you want to do. Like, don't just go into the game.
I don't think my injects are good enough to play 2 Ling heavy.
No, like, I mean, it will be hard to defend certain 16 marine drop timings if you cannot inject in the first 5 minutes, but usually you are not really harassed in the first 5 minutes. I think you can hit those injects, right? Afterwards, it's kind of a different thing. But if you
that Hellion run by obviously sniped out a huge amount of my economy and put him back on even footing. By the time the Mutas came out, he had turrets everywhere. Not really sure what I should be trying to do in this situation to come back in this game.
Well, first of all, can you pause?
Yeah.
What was your plan? You built Hydralisks. Why did you build the Hydras?
Because I figured that's what I wanted this game to kill the Hellbats and the Cyclones. The Cyclones don't do any bonus damage against them. The Hellbats can't get close enough. Hydra is a multi-purpose unit that I can make here and feel confident in making.
Yeah, well, you invested a lot of money into mutas, right? 16. If you build 16 mutas, you have to make a lot happen with them. 16 mutas could have been, well, it could have been 16 Hydras, and you would still have leftover gas, right? So mutalisks are, and this is very important, they're really bad in combat. Not sure if you know the specifics, but like a mutalisk, just damage-wise and health-wise is really bad. Furthermore, they like to clump up, and then Force with his upgrades will just two-shot your mutas, so you clump your mutas, two Force shoot into them, and they're all gone. So if you build this many mutas, you have to make something happen with them. You have to harass him in his main or something. Like, you cannot just have them sit around or just aim with them in the combat, because they will just die and you will be dead.
Yeah.
Against his composition, if you know that he is not building tanks, Lingbane Hydra would completely kill this. Like, Lingbane Hydra, he has no chance.
Okay.
Because the Banelings blow up the Hellbats, the Lings around the Cyclones, the Hydralisks have too much DPS to kill, for the Cyclones to fight against them. Hydralisks are the counter to all mech units except tanks. Like, just the ground units. So if he doesn't have any tanks, then your Hydras will kill him. You could have also gone Swarm
Gotcha.
Host, Ling Baneling, like Ling Baneling to blow up the Hellbats, and then Swarm Host, you know. Could have done fancy stuff. But Hydras, like, what you're doing is correct, but what you need to keep in mind is that you need a good economy, so always thrown up again.
Yeah.
Maybe double expand and just build the drones. You really need the drones, and you need the Banes.
Well, so as the progression of a player goes, when I was a weaker player, I would get comfortable on 35, drones. Then it's 40. Right now, it seems to be I tend to get a little bit comfortable when I've got about 50 something.
That was a good magic box. Maybe an accidental one, but it was a good one.
No, I magic boxed on purpose.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, well, yeah, I've taken enough fucking losses from having my units in bad positions.
That was really good, dude. You had a really good thing. If you had Banelings, that would have been even better, though. Really build Banelings.
To run into the
Hellbat.
Oh, yeah, because Cyclones are armored. I was like, none
Yeah,
of
well,
the
Cyclones would also die. Cyclones don't have that much health. They have 118. They die rather quick.
Okay.
And keep in mind that upgrades are really important.
Yeah, so he's just getting, I wasn't able to stop his fourth. I should have had map vision there. You notice I did put that Overlord where you told me and saw, had vision of his third in his unit composition, so that was helpful.
Yep.
But we'll just speed this game up, not to bore anybody. But okay, I was like, okay, let me get some Swarm Host, some Hydra.
Yeah, I think you're not valuing the Baneling enough. Like, the Baneling is really valuable in this kind of game.
Okay.
I can assure you, if you had Banelings, this game would have gone a lot better. Like, right now you're just too far behind economically, and well, you have money, but you're not using it much, and you don't have enough Swarmos to threaten him if they fly, the Tors kill them, if they land.
Just look at the supply. Alright, we'll move on.
That doesn't quite work. So, what would you have done differently?
What would I have done differently? Well, I would have made some Banelings.
Exactly. That's the most important takeaway from that game.
And redroning. Redroning, Banelings, and should have had an Overlord at his fourth.
Exactly. Do you know how to play 2H Mutalisk opener?
I have an idea, but I'm sure you can show me the better way to do it.
Okay, do you want to do that quickly? So I will. I'll play
Sure.
a 2H mutaliscope now and just show you. I'm not going to play the. I'm just going to play it try, right?
Sure.
Not against an actual opponent. Unless there would be one, but I think you'll get the idea. I can also quickly link you the build that I'm going to play, so you can kind of. I'm not sure if you have a second monitor, but I think I have it here. So there it is. I'm also going to link it to chat. If chat wants to see the build, that's the build that I'm going to show you quick.
Is chat being nice today?
Chat is being very nice to you. I think chat
nice.
likes you. Chat doesn't like stealth units though. Kind of
Man,
legend.
I had one game on the ladder today where 2 banshees just fucked me so hard.
Yeah. That's why I go 2H mute and nothing beats 2H mute. It's unbeatable. Cap.
Unbeatable.
Jensen said these games look just like my games. He can relate. I saw Jensen get the games of CC Jensen. They look like your games. So I'm going to kind of talk you through this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I open with a standard hatch, with a standard pool first. The reason I cannot prove this, but I think it's better to go pool first in ZvT. I'm just of the opinion that there is no reason not to go pool first in ZvT. Because it's more economical, you can do damage with your 2 lings, and you get the creep spread done quicker, and I think you also get more larvae as long as you don't take a third. Because you you get the queens out quicker. But I cannot prove it, so I don't know, personal preference, right?
Okay.
What I do is, with my 17th drone, I throw down a pool. You need to have space behind your mineral line if you throw down the pool, in case he goes for liberators.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Then I rallied my next drone to the natural and my other drone to the gas. Keep in mind, what I'm doing is I always keep 16 drones on the minerals. That's the key thing in my play. Zerg is all about efficiency, and if you watch pro players play, they will always have 16 drones on the minerals. Then you build 2 drones, rally them to the gas. Now,
as you go.
Yep.
Which drone did you send for the hatch? So you said
the
17 pool, then you made a drone, then you sent him out after he popped?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 17th drone got sent to the hatch, the 18th drone then got sent to the gas. Here's a little thing. This is a bit special. So I will only have 2 drones on the gas. You can build 3 drones on the gas immediately at a higher level. The reason why I don't do that is because I need to build a ling right now. Or can you unpause? I forgot that you're a referee.
Oh, yep. Oh, not full screen. Pause. There we go.
So the reason why I built this ling is because it's that way I can get the ling across the map just like 2 to 3 seconds quicker, and those 3 seconds will matter a lot when it comes to killing the SCV. It's a really little thing, but it's a detail that is worth noting. So then I'm supply blocked, then I build an overlord, and it will work out just perfectly. You're going to see. So
yeah, because you get supply from the hatch.
Yeah, and I build 1 overlord, and then I already queued the 2nd queen in the main. You can always queue 1 queen in the main, then you build more, you just start droning. You will always build 2 drones now. First queen gets sent straight to the natural, 100 gas, link speed. I think this should be pretty much exactly what I show in that guide. Then the lings would of course try to do damage, yada yada. Queen gets sent to the natural, overlord tries not. I don't want to lose the overlord now. That would be disappointing. Overlords are classic. So right now I'm just droning, right? Need to build 1 overlord so I don't get supply stuck. Spread some creep at my natural. Inchecked with the new queen in the main.
No, and if you did it perfectly and you weren't losing that overlord, you would have made an overlord sooner, like at 30 or 32.
Well, I didn't lose the overlord.
No, but I mean, ideally, as you're approaching 36 supply, when do you make the overload?
31 supply, I think.
Okay.
And then, see, well, as soon as the queen in the main pops, you should be able to start your lair. And you'll be at like 92 gas usually. Kind of depends.
Nice. Okay.
Like, everything works out perfectly. And then at 330, you are going to be supply blocked for a little bit. Then you just throw down the next 2 gas immediately. And see, 16 drones on the mineral field once again. That's a common theme that you're going to see.
Nice.
Always 16 drones on the mineral field. Then the next drone in the main takes that gas, and I'm building 3 gases at once. I'm still droning. Right? So right now, the next gas goes into the spire. I mean, you can make like a couple links if you want to scout, but usually you're able to tell what's coming, right? If you're like, he's going Hellions, I want to build a spine to be safe, then you do that. So I delayed the spire a bit, that's a small mistake. You can build a baning nest to be safe, you can build a third if you feel like it. You can even build more queens right now if you're like, I need more queens. You can say, I want to build an overseer. And be like, 420, I'm going to be attacked soon, I'm just going to make links now. I've reached my 2-base saturation. I'm not going to be attacked, I'm going to send the links across the map. What is my opponent doing? Let me move an overseer at the bottom next to his base and fly him in. Like, you have a lot of options now. At this stage of the game is like when you can do everything. Because you reach your saturation, 420, full saturation in the main, in the natural. You can now send links across the map to harassment, defend at home. You'll have like, I don't know, how many links? Like 40-ish links at 510 when his marine drop arrives, for example. And then, like 530, a little bit sooner than that, 510 usually perfectly, I think. Your spire finishes and then you just make mutas. You can make like 8 mutas, and then you might ask yourself, well, Railgun, I can now make my 8 mutas, or 6 mutas, kind of depends how the larva arrives. What do I do now? So I have a baning nest, but let's say I actually don't want to play banes, I want to play hydras. I throw down 2 evolution chambers, a hydra, then start baning speed, send the mutalisks across the map. And I just start throwing up my third base. I already have enough links to be safe, right? I'm like, what if he drops me? Let me just morph some banelings. What if he goes Banshee? Let me throw down a spore crawler behind my mineral line. In the main base. A liberator at my natural. Let's build a spore there. Let's build a spore here. Well,
you don't know any of those things, but you're gonna see with these mutalisks.
Well, I mean, I would usually see them with like my overseer, right? I'm just trying to show you how you can react very quickly with this. Like, this gives you a toolbox that you can react to everything with.
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, my opponent is actually attacking me. Well, then I'm just going to make hydras now and start my baning speed. Well, I already started my baning speed instead of getting upgrades, right? My opponent is not attacking me, let's start double upgrades, let's get hydra speed, like you can get everything. Let's take third base saturated, let's take the gas, let's take a fourth base, let's build a macro edge, right? You can spend your money easily without doing all that stuff, as I'm showing. Like, you don't need a macro edge if you inject perfectly. But
I wonder if the reason why I float when I try to do this is because I get supply blocked, and then that kind of cascades everything.
Either you miss injects or you get supply blocked, because you also take gas quicker, which means it should be even less likely for you to float, at least minerals.
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to show you how quickly you will max out. Keep in mind, in this game I acted as if I had to defend a 16 marine drop with lings. Banshees in my main with spore crawlers. Like, I prepared for pretty much everything this game. And at 730 I still reached 3 base saturation with a 4th base on the way. I have double upgrades on the way for the Hydralisks, I have Banelings, I have some Mutalisks in the air that I could harass with. I have Overseers, I can get Overlord speed. You can be like, I want to play fancy burrow play. I want to play a Hive Tech switch, I can throw down the Infestation Pit. Like, once you reach 3 base saturation, you can get everything you want. And this is my go-to ZvT. and then you just build hydras. Hydra. Or you can build lings, you can build banes. Solar plays like this, right? Solar plays this, but he goes 3 hatch first instead of 2 hatch.
I make too many lings. I get stuck making too many lings.
Well, lings are good, but they kind of get inefficient at some point, right? Once you get like too many Widow Mines or too many tanks, too many Hellbats, they kind of get inefficient. Once your 4th base is done, I always saturate the 4th base on the minerals, and that will put you at like 74 drones. Pretty much every game. You'll see almost all pro gamers go for 74 drones, because they can saturate 4 bases perfectly. If you check my main. I mean, I missed some inject as well, by the way. Because it's not focusing on it. And at like 9 minutes, I'm pretty much maxed out. I got my 2-2 on the way. I got 4 bases saturated on the minerals, and I'm ready to go. And that's off a 2-edge mutalisk opener that is safe against pretty much everything. If you scout like Mass Hellion, you can build the Baneling Nest a bit quicker, but technically there shouldn't be anything that you die to. You can delay your 3rd base, get more queens.
When the layer popped, then you made Bane Nest and Spire.
Yeah, pretty much. You can also build the Baneling Nest while the lair is building if you're worried. But as soon as the lair pops, you should build the Baneling Nest. Because Hellbats are really dangerous.
You know, my ZvT terrible win rate is probably directly proportional to my not using Banelings that much.
Yeah, and as soon as if you want to actually use Banelings, as soon as your lair is done, you should get, as soon as your mutalisks are done, you should get that Baneling speed. Because Baneling speed is really important. Without Baneling speed, they're kind of useless in the mid to late game.
Okay.
But yeah, this is pretty much it. That's the 2-hatch mutalisk opener. I mean, I showed you Link Bane into Hydra. You can also just say, well, I want to build a Roach Farm instead of the Hydra, then I want to build an Infestation Pit instead of the Hydra, then. The key is just that you have the core unit composition of Link Bane, you have the Mutalisk support, and then you can add another support unit, either the Hydralisk, or the Infestor, or the Mutalisk. Those are your options, or the Ravager, I guess.
Let me save this replay.
Sure. Like, if you want, I think I also give like in the YouTube video that on the build order that I sent you, should be something like this. I might be getting the evolution chamber a bit quicker in that one, or something like that. I think I got an evolution chamber in that one to also drop some links, but the build is pretty much the same.
Do you want to play Zerg, Terran, and Protoss against me?
Sure.
Oh, bring it.
Let's play one game.
Let's do it.
Then I'm going to stream some couple ladder games.
Stream some dank memes.
Yep. Yeah, we're going for 1.5 hours now, so we're going to play one more game and then we'll ladder some.
Sounds good.
So, what race do you wish? I'm going to.
Why don't you just play Zerg?
Zerg. I'm not going to all in you. Nice.
No, you're gonna play Hatch first.
You want me to, on Abyssal Reef?
Yeah, you're gonna play Hatch first.
Or am I?
I think you are.
First K, you want to bet on this? That's it. I think I'm going to match fix this game if you bet on me winning. It's going to be the last game here. I want to guys in chat. I didn't make this build, okay, but I made the build work. It's a 1-base Swarmhost opener. Would you rather, okay, chat. Would you rather see me play 1-base Swarmhost opener after this, or rather analyzing the 1-base Swarmhost opener, or would you rather see me laddering? You can choose. Either we're going to play 1-base Swarmhost, or we're going to play some ladder games. It's in the CvP match.
Where do you play the one base swarm host?
CvP?
You're not gonna. Okay. You're
I
gonna
go
find a
6
team to
swarm
play
host, and then I played them against Master League 1 Protoss. Killed him. Was brutal.
against? Killed him.
Ladder. You're going to get your ladder then. We can play one by swarm host on ladder as well. It's only an A, boys.
Rude. That's rude.
DNA people understand, right? Right, guys? So, as you can tell, our first roaches are now walking across the map.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, look at this! Cheeky guy, he's sending 6 links, that's interesting. And there's a huge gap between the 6 links and the next 2 links, that means it's a 12 pool. Speed link only.
Wrong.
Speed link
Wrong.
baiting, I mean. But it's correct, don't listen to him. My analysis is always on point. Yeah, what he's doing right now is he's trading super quick, but that reduces his link count quite a bit, and links are quite important if you play Link Bane all in, because he has no natural, so it is the Link Bane all in. He also didn't sneak the links around, which is why I was able to tell so easily what he's actually going for here. And then the banings get shut down.
Oh, that's good defense, man. No one defends half this well.
What do you think my usual CVC looks like?
Dude, no one ever oh, nice. With the Banes ready in time as well. I'm color me impressed, man. There's not a single person in my MMR that ever defends that.
Well, see, if you're right now, TLO, the little one, the guy from Team Liquid, put out a tweet today that said 1312 is a really solid CVC opener, and it is. But if he sends his links to my main, then I know he won't have enough links to pressure me, because he loses them against my drones. That's why you usually see people attacking
I
the
thought
hatch.
I microed them pretty well, didn't
No, dude,
I?
Okay, just to talk about the early pools in CVC and the implications, I would need like an hour, but because there is so many things that you need to keep in mind, like the spacing between the 6, like you saw, just because I saw that he sent 6 links and then a little, he didn't send the next 2 links immediately because he had to build the queen and the link speed, so it took him a while to get the money for the next 2 links. Like that alone was allowed me to read his build. But now you can say, well, what if he just fakes that, right? What if he just keeps 2 links at home, sends them a bit later, and actually goes for a 12? But I'm like, well, fuck, what do I know? Like, it's impossible to read the early game CVC, but it's because you can fake everything. By the time my overlord is there, it can already be too late, because if he fakes a 13-12 and just goes for a normal 12 pull and kills my hatch, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to be behind. And so there's a lot of faking going on in CVZ, and it's really, really frustrating to play against, because it's impossible to read these builds. I cannot read the builds. There's 12 pool, there is 13-12, there is 14-14, there is 12-14. Every build needs a different answer, and you cannot really generalize them a lot, because the key thing is you need to either pull drones to your natural or not pull drones. You need to build a spine or 2 spines, you need a baning nest, no baning nest, link speed first. Really hard to read, right? Yeah.
I should have pulled my links back and morphed more Banes.
Yep. You saw the spine, right? You need to kill the spine. If you don't kill the spine, you're going to be in trouble. In that
Right.
Oh, just a final advice. In that scenario, try to attack my main mineral line from 2 sides. So Drones cannot dodge, and morph the Banes immediately in my main.
Morph them in your main, really?
Yeah, and just keep morphing Banes until I get and attack me before my Banes are ready. You have a small window of time, like 5-6 seconds. You need to hit exactly that window. Against players of my level. In your league it probably doesn't matter, you just aim move and kill them. But in my league you need to hit that exact window of like 4 to 5 seconds where you can do the damage. If you don't hit that one, you're dead. If you hit that one, you will win. So it's really a tiny window.
The way I microed the Lings when I first went into your mineral line was the right way to do it, right? I want to trade. If you want to trade without being surrounding me, and it's just in line like that, like 4 drones against 4 Lings, like I want that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want, but it's hard. Anyways, it's a complicated thing. We can talk about this another time, but for now, I'm going to ladder some. Thank you, and I'll see you, I guess, soon. Get back to me. Get back to me with the ZvT if you have any questions.
All right, will do.
See ya.
Good luck with your games. Peace.
So we're done with the coaching. It's time to ladder.